For the eyes, we're going to begin with a magic circle. So wrap it around your finger twice, take your hook, underneath the first string, pull the second string through, you have yourself a circle, hold it, and then do a chain 1. And then inside the circle, we will do 8 single crochets. Okay, then we will pull it tight. And there we have the first pupil. Okay, so now we're going to change our color. So get some white, insert your hook into the next stitch, or the beginning stitch of the round. Take your white and pull it through. And we're going to take our white and we are going to do 2 single crochet in each single crochet. One, 2. So at this point I cut off the black yarn and the white yarn, and we're going to change to the color of the body. Same way, take my red, put it through the hook, pull it through, and then pull the white yarn to tighten it. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet in each stitch like the previous round for a total of 32 single crochet around. Okay, so after this round 3, for round 4, we're going to do a single crochet all the way around. So now for round 5, we're going to decrease 2 together 16 times. So all we're going to be doing this round is decreasing. Okay, we'll meet you at the end of this round. Okay, so after we've done our 16 decreases, our piece should look like this. Now we're just going to do 8 more decreases around for the next row, and then we will have complete the eyes. And then you want to make 2 eyes. I will meet you there. So here I am, I finished both of my eyes. I've yet to stuff them and sew them onto the head, but in the meantime, we are going to work on the dorsal fin. So for the dorsal fin, we're just going to start with a chain 7. So we're going to do a slip knot, insert your hook, and then we are going to chain 7. Following that, we are going to take our white, so this is the body of the color, my red. Then we're going to take our white right here, and then we're going to change our colors. I'm going to chain 1. Now into the red single crochet. So this white chain 1 we're going to ignore. Into the next single crochet we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, so then in the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to do a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull through, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Then the next stitch we're going to do a double crochet, so yarn over, insert your hook, pull through 2, pull through 2. Then the next one we're going to do a treble crochet, so yarn over twice, insert your hook, pull through, 4 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to do a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull through, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and then finally I'm going to do a single crochet into this beginning stitch, like this. And then I'll finish it with a slip stitch in the final stitch here, like that. And this creates our dorsal fin. Okay, so here I have all my stuff. What I'm going to do now is stuff the eyes, attach it to the head, okay, right there. I'm going to use a tapestry needle and just stuff everything in, finish it off, and then just sew this small opening here because I want the rest of the pupil to be loose on the eye. I'm just going to sew the center here to the eye using the tapestry needle. I'm just going to go in and out, just a quick basic sew for both eyes, attach them. Then I'm going to stuff the body, and then I'm going to attach the dorsal fin. So the dorsal fin will go on the center of this scale here. Okay, then I'm going to attach the tail to the body. And then I'm going to add detail to the tail and to the fins just to finish it off, and I will be back and show you how I've done those so that you can do it yourself. Okay, so here I am. I've attached the fins to the body, I've stuffed the body, and I'm ready to now close the bottom here. So what I did is I first stuffed the body up to a certain point here in the body's bum, right? So I left a little space so that I can attach the fins. So the way I attach the fins is I had the fins and I put the middle fin in between the two scales, the two bigger scales at the front, and then the other two on the side here so that it's even. And then all I did was I lined it up, and then I lined up the side scale. I took my tapestry needle. Again, the fins have the tail, so make sure that you leave a tail when you cut it off. So they have the tail, and I attached it to the yarn needle, and I just weaved it into here. I just sewed it. So I took the needle, and I took the tail and a stitch on the body, and I just sewed them together. Okay, so I went in and out all the way around until the end here, in which I tied it off and just stuck the insides into the body. And then that's the tail. So what I'm going to do now is fill the bum and then sew the bum together. So the way I'm going to sew it is this. So I have here the eye, and I stuff the eye, and I'm going to close it off. And the way I'm going to close it off is the exact same way that I'm going to close off the bum as well. Okay? So again, leave one tail that's attached here so that you can close it up afterwards. So I'm going to demonstrate with this eye. So after you stuff the eye, you should have a piece that looks kind of like this. I'm just going to take out the string like this. Okay? So now, here we go. So we have our tail. So this part here I'm just going to stuff in. So I'm going to take my tail and attach it to my yarn needle. It's very easy. So what we're going to do is we have our stitches around here, right? So we're just going to weave in and out of each stitch. So in one stitch, and it's the front loop. Remember, stitches have two loops, right? It's just the front loop, like that. Okay? So in one, keep it loose, and then down the next stitch, and then up the next stitch, down the next stitch, up the next stitch, down the next stitch until you get to the end here. And then once you're at the end, you're just going to pull it. What that's going to do is going to tighten it up like that. Okay? So we're going to do that for the bum. So I'm going to stuff the bum, take my tail, attach it to my needle, and do the same thing all the way around, and then pull it tight, and that'll close up the bum. And then afterwards I'm going to attach the eyes. Okay, so I have one eye here, and I have the other eye here, so I'm going to attach it there. I'm going to add my embellishments onto the tail and onto the fins, and I will show you how I did that. Okay, so I closed the bum and I attached the eyes. So let's do the detailing on the scales. So all I'm going to do is take my white. I'm going to start by going into the first fin here. And take my hook and go into the very bottom stitch, the first one here. First one here. So it's actually going to be kind of on the skin of the fish rather than the fin, just so we get it as close to the body as possible. And I'm just going to take my yarn, I'm going to loop it around the hook and pull it through. And then I started doing single crochets all the way across here. Now at the end of the scale, I'm going to do is cut it off through the tail, pull it secure, and then I'll just weave it in, and I'll do it for each scale. Okay, so just to show you the tails, once again, we're just going to stick it back into the hole and stick it out into another random hole, and then that'll secure the tails, and then we'll just cut it and stuff it back in. But as you can see, now the fins are starting to overlap, which is what we want, which is what's going to look really nice. Okay, so continue doing that. So here I am, I finished all the scales. Right, as you can see, this is what it looks like now, but now I'm at the fin. So when you get to the fin, you want to do the same thing that you did with the scales. Start here and just do a single crochet all the way to the end. And I stopped mine right here in the middle. And then when you're done, you're going to cut it, and then you want to take this tail and weave it back to the base here. So the way I did it is that I just attached it to my yarn needle and just stuck it into the back. So this is the underside of the tail. into each of the back stitches here like this, and then I'm going to pull it through. And what that's going to do, I'm going to take this and just secure it. Okay, like that. So now, because it's all the way back here, we can stick it into the body, and there's not going to be any tail fragments that might accidentally stick out later on once you cut it. So because it's now in the body, it'll be nice and secure. So that's how we're going to do the edging for the fins. See, I'm just sticking it into the back here. It can get kind of tricky, but if you persevere, you get it. Now just a tip for the end here, see, this is what the first fin looks like, and this is what the inner fins look like. At the end here, I just continued to the next fin. But what I did here is that I did in the second last stitch, I did a half double crochet. In the last stitch, I did a double crochet. In this middle part, I did a treble crochet, and then I did a double crochet, half double crochet, and then back to single crochets, and it creates this extra piece of skin. Okay, now for the last part, for the middle part of the fish's tail, this is how I did it. So I'm going to take my yarn, and I'm going to give myself enough tail so that I can weave back into here. So this much tail. Then I'm going to take my hook, and I'm going to find where I'm going to begin my work. So I began my work in the same spot where I began the two sides. Okay? So here's my two sides. I'm going to start it right here in the center. So I'm just going to pick up a stitch in the center, take my yarn and pull it through. Once I pull it through, I'm just going to do a chain one and then single crochet into the next stitch. So I'm just going to pick up a stitch that's in the direction that I'm going. I'm going to pick it up and do a single crochet. I'm also at the same time going to weave in the tail so that the tail ends up back at the base here. So I'm going to put the tail over the hook as well. Take my hook, yarn over with the string attached to the ball, and pull it straight through underneath that stitch. 2 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2 for a single crochet, and then I'm going to pick up the next stitch. Again, put the tail over my hook as well so that I can weave it through, and then it'll come along with us as we get back to the base. Alright, if you have a hole in the center here like me, that's okay. We'll just pick up the next stitch across and just do the same thing, a single crochet. Okay, like this. Alright, we're going to continue doing that, and then when I get to about halfway through, like here, so we did about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I did about 7 single crochets before I got to this part. This part I decided to raise it up a bit. So what I did is that I did 2 half double crochets, a double crochet, a treble crochet, a double crochet, and then 1 half double crochet. And then I continued with single crochets all the way into a little bit into the body over here. And that's what I'm going to do for here as well, and for the third tail too. Okay, and then once that's done, I'm going to fasten it all in, weave in the ends into the body, and then we'll be done. So there we have it. We finished the koi fish. I've decided to leave this tail on so that we can hang it, but you can cut it off if you wish. So this is the front. This is what the back looks like. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you'll support my channel by subscribing as I post new and creative videos regularly.